Hey all, welcome to the August housing report for 2023. I know we talk about what's happening nationwide in real estate, and we're comparing all these different markets like California, Texas, New York, but let's focus on what's happening here in Southeast Michigan. Um, Overall, there's still a ton of demand, and we have the least amount of listings in recent history. Um, it's almost half of what it is been in some of our higher years. You go back to 2019 here. We're way down on new listings, especially if you look around July here. That number is way down. We have so few listings and so few homes on the market that buyers are still fighting over the good ones. Um, the good news about all this, and you can see this report in the link descriptions or in the video descriptions. Um, if you see here, we're still getting houses that sell over asking because there's so few homes to pick from for all these buyers. So last month, um, we saw 65% of the homes that were listed for sale ended up selling at or over asking. That is a large portion of what's on the market. And the other homes that don't sell for over asking and don't sell at all, those homes just are not ready for the market. Buyers are paying higher interest rates. They owe more on their monthly mortgage, so they're being more picky, and that's fine. Buyers are going to want what they want, and the sellers are going to have to adjust to meet those buyer expectations if they want their homes to sell. So for the 65% of homes that sold for at or over asking, those sellers were with it. They knew how to get their house ready. They listened to their agents when it came to listing price, and that's what we're kind of gonna keep running into every single month, no matter what the time of the year is. If you know how to list your house properly and you have trusted advisors to refer to, your house will sell at or over asking. We're seeing a lot less price reductions. And that is because sellers adjusted. Like I predicted, it would just take a while. Sellers adjusted and they are now listening to the experts. They're taking in some of this more realistic and local data, which is why I do this. And we're not seeing as many price reductions on listings because people are doing it right and there's just so much demand that buyers are willing to pay those prices. When you look at all 5 counties in southeast Michigan, we're still at historic prices here. If you look here, the average sales price, right, versus how many homes are actually selling, there's not enough listings, right? So there are less closings, there are less pendings. There's just a smaller pool of data to pull from because there's not as much happening, and that is because of higher interest rates and very inflated home prices. But unfortunately, those two are just they keep going up. So we're still at or near. We're only down 1% this time last year in sales price, despite having so few homes actually being put on the market and sold. But when we look at Oakland County, we're actually up 3%. And this is one of the driving markets in Southeast Michigan. Oakland County is still going up. These are the Royal Oak, the Birminghams, all those sales data. That's what's really pulling everything up here. And that's why you'll see under $300,000, there's a little bit of a drop because there's just not as much inventory that fits that mold. To get a $300,000 house in Royal Oak, it's going to have some issues, and buyers are probably getting those for a discount. But for those homes 300 and up, we're seeing an increase because that's where the bread and butter of Oakland County is. And if we go all the way down to Macomb, one of my other markets, Macomb County is actually seeing still some positive growth. We're 1% up this time last year, the average sales price, but obviously we're way down in the amount of transactions happening. Again, under 200,000, it's kind of hard to find houses that fit that. So those homes are usually not up to par for what buyers are expecting, and they're selling for less. But we're dead even this time last year on everything in 200,000 and up, and that is the majority of the market. So that's what's happening here in Southeast Michigan. Focus on what's happening locally. Stop listening to the national headlines. If you have more questions or comments or you want to debate some things, do not hesitate to reach out. I'm always here to help when it comes to real estate. We'll see you.